times, and then you come crawling back here to talk to me.
The little guy crawls back.
Every living thing that crawls, flies, or squats in the mud.
Story.
Crawl through it.
Some kind of crawling, disgusting, creeping little vermin.
The eye was crawling all over here.
Minutes to crawl down there.
Right.
If you crawl out and say, "Forgive me, master."
And internal affairs, sure, she can crawl up a lawyer's ass with the best.
Go back to your house and jerk yourself off 9,800 times, and then you come crawling back here to talk to me, huh? She will be used up by then for sure.
True. About a year, the little guy crawls back on the porch. Right then, the man walks out of his house.
Out there beyond that fence, every living thing that crawls, flies, or squats in the mud wants to kill you and eat your eyes for jujubes.
It's the press. Oh, they were here anyways, crawling all over the Esperanza story. So they got it right on the fucking news, you know, bloodstains and all.
There is a crack under the door. It should be easy for you to crawl through it.
And I'm just a worm, an insect, some kind of crawling, disgusting, creeping little vermin. You know you can stop me.
I will when...
Where you been? You know some kind of shit? FBI was crawling all over here yesterday looking for you.
It's almost to the uplink assembly, 180 meters. Say 40 minutes to crawl down there.
Right.
An hour to patch in and line the antenna.
If you crawl out and say, "Forgive me, Master Reed," I might consider it.
She's not cut out for litigation.
She's a hell of an investigator, Jerry.
And internal affairs, sure, she can crawl up a lawyer's ass with the best of them. But when it comes to trial work, I think...
I know.
A drug person can learn to cope with things like seeing their dead grandmother crawling up their leg with a knife in her teeth. But nobody should be asked to handle this trip.
Contract with Percy. You had her. That's it, you crawling toad.
No, Your Grace, not her past life.
Just my age, conferring them on younger strengths, while we, unburdened, crawl toward death. Our son of Cornwall, and you...
Times to avoid breathing in the smoke. If necessary, crawl on your hands and knees to avoid the inhalation of smoke. Do not be...
Residents come bartering twice a year. Their ships creep crawling on the waves, just floating on the smart of the old uns.
Holders, what are you going to do? You know, I always say if they're old enough to crawl, they're in the right position. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You crazy.
Why not?
Well, you look under a rock, ugly things crawl out, and we have to face them.
Howard. Little bugs like in the water. Then the little bugs got to be bigger bugs. And sprouted legs and crawled up on the land.
How long did this take, according to Mr. Cates?
Though I wanted to, Mary. I wanted to crawl under the earth, into the vault, with his coffin.
All on one foot, and I can hop if I have to.
If you're not careful, you're gonna crawl right out of this family and have to hustle your drinks on Skid Row.
Get that.
Think, what else is there? Yes, I can crawl. I can crawl like Skylar.
Force who says they found drugs at the Granada Hills house. Cocaine in wrapped packages, hidden in crawl spaces over 50 pounds, and he confirmed it with an investigator at the scene.
I ain't ready to crawl on a corner, right? I ain't fucking ready.
Hey, Marion. Hey, Joyce. Hey, how's the baby? He's crawling. No, I want to see a picture at checkout. Okay. So if you're tired, we can sit down.
And when I say you are a coward, that is only because you are the slimiest weakling ever to crawl the earth.
I would not.
I know exactly where. He crawls through a gutter under a grate, where the vats are.
You can enjoy yourself, but if you get a girl pregnant out of wedlock, I will crawl in the car, drive up here to Oxford, and I will cut off your penis.
She means it.
Did you? He's not good enough for you, is he? No, you've got to go crawling after a gambler, a liar, the most notorious woman chaser in Moscow.
I'm going to him. I tell you, I'm going to marry him.
Whatever.
So when you crawled into that burning car, quite heroically, I might add.
Is it true that he...
Hey, Walker, whatever you heard, if it makes your skin crawl, it's probably true.
Hey, Colonel, but I wouldn't care to have an undesirable crawling all over my premises. And as commander of your community defense force, is that enough?
Yeah, sure, man. Come on, make up your mind. Because you're either gonna crawl down in that hole or you're gonna shoot me in the back. So what is a...
Goodbye, you wage slaves. When you're crawling up fire escapes, getting kicked out of front doors, eating Christmas dinners in one-armed joints, don't forget...
That the National Call Board, I promise you this, will come crawling on their hands and knees in full drag.
Bowing like toad. No crouching, no crawling. This does not mean, however, that you do not...
Like, well, we got everything nowadays. We got a guy who jumps, we got a guy who swings, we got a guy who crawls up the walls. You gotta be more specific. And he's like, I'm looking for a guy that...
Are you all right? You okay? All right, just crawl along that beam there, and I'll meet you on the far side, by the ladder.
Young man, miserable little clerk crawling in here on your hands and knees and begging for help. No security.
I was the only one standing. I seen the nigga's feet sticking out from under the counter where he done crawl. So I throwed the tubes.
You finally crawl your way out of one hole just to fall into another.
Flying in the air, chameleon. Crawling in your hair, chameleon. Take away all your care, chameleon.
Excuse me? John Hardigan crawling on his belly in front of a parole board? Confessing to raping a little girl and blubbering for mercy?
Down there, you're to find that base. If it means crawling underground until you hit a tunnel. But you're to find that base.
There's a good chance I probably make your skin crawl. I just want to start over again.
Time to consider just how many casualties we'd have if we were still down there crawling along that goddamn road.
He must have crawled off to hide himself with the rest of his rabble.
In the morning, we will dig them out of their burrows and hunt them down to the last.
Are calling. Skunks are crawling, wagging their tails full.
And to crawl to freedom through 500 yards of shit-smelling foulness I can't even imagine. Or maybe I just don't want to.
Is what it ain't. Kiss on the devil and you piss off a saint. But it can't be love if you don't have to crawl. You say you don't need nothing, but you gotta have it all.
Sounds like the dinner bell's ringing. These assholes are gonna be crawling in here ready to fucking eat us.
I'll be there.
And your wife has been trying to reach.
Up on your feet. We don't crawl here at Hot Sucker Industries.
Sir, my leg is on fire.
No assumptions. It's early yet.
Served you, my lord. Your leechcraft would have had me crawling on all fours like a beast. Send me not from your sight.
Me here for at 3 o'clock in the morning because there's a spider in the bathroom?
Oh my God! I mean, you know how I'm about insects. I can't sleep with a live thing crawling around in the bathroom.
Kill it! For God, what's wrong with you? Don't you have a cat?
Isn't an uproar, Collie. That Irish piss Sam. He's so hot for me, we give him a whiff of my ass, he'll crawl right in it. Let's give him a whiff.
Business, Mr. Beale. It has been since man crawled out of the slime. And
plot, standing endwise, and the shivers crawling up like slow Malenki lizards, and then down again, because I knew what...
That giggling, dirty-minded creature I just seen, crawling on the floor.
Well, I think that went off remarkably well, don't you? The current regime, the shot on the floor for women's rights.
I think you better... Please, everyone, get into the crawl space.
Possibly. Well, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Margaret just doesn't miss performances. If she can walk, crawl, or roll, she plays. The show must go on. No, dear. Margaret.